Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be focusing on evaluating algebraic expressions. So we worked yesterday with simplifying expressions and evaluating expressions. So now we're getting into some algebra style stuff. So instead of just having all numbers, we're going to have some letters happening, variables, and we will need to replace our variables with the numbers we're given in order to solve these things. So we got, as always, a few definitions to get through first. So first is algebraic expression. So we're given an example right here, a squared plus the quantity of 3 minus b plus the square root of c. So once again, this is just an expression, so we have no equal sign here. So all an algebraic expression is a combination of variables, numbers, and at least one operation, just like we worked with expressions the other day. So the only difference is now we have some variables in there because we don't know the values of them until we're given. All right, so all a variable is now is a symbol that acts as a placeholder for a number that we do not know yet. So A, B, and C are variables, so all it is a symbol. If you wanted to, you could have a heart for a variable, or a lightning bolt, or a smiley face, just some sort of symbol to recognize that you have a value there that you do not know. And remember, to evaluate is just a fancy algebra term that means find the answer. We are working our order of operations down to turn our nasty looking expression there into a nice clean one number answer. So how to evaluate a evaluate an expression, excuse me. So the first step here, step one, is to plug in the rational number into place of the correct letter. So all we're doing is swapping the number or the letter that we have there with a number that we're given. And then we are going to use our order of operations to find the answer. So just like evaluating expressions the other day, but now we have one extra step. We have to plug in the unknown values, or the values that were given that were unknown. So we're given an example here. So they wanted to know 3 minus a plus b squared if a is 2 and b is 5. So first things first, they took and plugged in their values. So they plugged in the -2 for a, because that's what we're given here. And they plugged in the 5 for b, because that's what we were also given here. And then they just worked the order of operations down to get their answer. So we've got a couple examples here. So we want to evaluate the following expressions if a equals 3, b equals -4, and c equals 1/4. So first things first, we need to plug in our values. So we want to plug in the values. So a is 3. 3 minus, and then we've got -4 squared. So that whole quantity squared there, and then minus 10. All right, so now we're doing order of operations. So I'm probably going to stop doing this here soon, but I'll write down and cross out as we go. So we've got some parentheses we need to do, right? So first we're going to take care of, we get 2 plus, and then we have 3 minus -4. So remember, subtracting negatives is really adding positives. So 3 plus 4 is going to give us 7 squared and minus 10. So we've done parentheses now. There's no more operations happening inside parentheses. So now we're going to move on to exponents. Well, I have one exponent here. It's that 2 up above the 7. So we're going to get 2 plus 7 squared is 49 and minus 10. So I've taken care of my exponents. Looks like there is no multiply or divide to take care of here. So we're moving on to add and subtract. So 2 plus 49 is going to give us 51 and minus 10. So our final answer here is 41. So once again, just like the other day, but I've plugged in values for variables now. So I'm still got my nice little evaluation funnel here to get me down to our correct answer. All right, so we're gonna keep plugging along here. So absolute value of 2 times and negative 4 was our b, plus 8 times c, which is 1/4, and then minus a, which is 3. So once again, I'm going to do this without writing down and canceling out our steps as we go. So we want to do our grouping symbols first. So inside of our grouping symbols, we have 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. So the absolute value of negative 8 plus 8 times 1/4 still, and then minus 3. So the absolute value of negative 8 is 8. Bring the rest down. Alrighty, so we have 8 plus, now we move on to multiply and divide. So 8 times 1/4 is going to be 2 minus 3, and I'm running out of room, so I'm going to do both of these steps here at the same time. So 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. There's our final answer there. This next one looks a little bit challenging, but we just follow our order of operations and it's not quite as bad as it looks. So we have 2 times a is 3, b is negative 4, and then minus 6, all of that over 3, and finally plus 10. Alrighty, so we can kind of think if this whole thing here is being divided by 3, then we can throw some parentheses around that to neaten it up a little bit and help us understand that we need to take care of that first. Alright, so I'm going to do all these multiplies first. So we get 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times negative 4 is negative 24. Minus 6 over 3 and plus 10. So I'm going to bring everything up over here. Negative 24 minus 6 is going to be negative 30 over 3 minus 10. So now we're going to take care of our division here. Negative 30 divided by 3 will be negative 10 minus 10. And negative 10 minus 10 is negative 20. So there's our answer there. It would be a funnel looking thing, but this one's kind of big and messy, so it doesn't look quite as neat as the others did. And now finally, we have, so you'll see some brackets here. That is, it's just going to be like a set of parentheses. It's just differentiating the parentheses so we don't get lost, because if we have too many parentheses going on like this, and start looking a little confusing. So brackets just help us discern between two different sets of parentheses.
I already made Miss Ruth's math class copies of today's stuff, okay?
Okay, thank you.
So they can't, so don't let them tell you they ain't got it.
Okay.
On their desk. Are you okay?
Yep.
Right.
Just almost all the way down. All right. Sorry for the interruption. Here we go with part D. So A is 3 cubed minus 2 times B is negative 4 plus A is 3, and then minus the square root of 121. All right, so remember our brackets act as parentheses here. So, oh, I forgot to close that one off. That's why it can look a little confusing here. All right, so we dive into the brackets because that's a grouping symbol, and now we've got a grouping symbol within that. So here in these set of parentheses, I need to follow order of operations all over again. So I'm going to do this shortcut style here. So we've got 3 cubed is, oops. All right, try this again. 3 cubed is 27, and minus -8 from multiplying that, and plus 3. So this is still has parentheses. 27, minus the square root of 121. 27 plus 8 is going to give us 35 plus 3 minus 121. So here from this we get 38 minus, and the square root of 121, is 11. So 38 minus 11 is going to give us 27. So there we have it. A lot going on in that last one, but just be sure that you're following those order of operations and you should be fine. So the first 3 problems of our independent practice are on the notes here, so do not forget about these when you start your assignment. Start with this 1, 2, 3 here, and the assignment will continue on the next page in your Canvas profile. So be sure to get that finished, get it turned in, and be sure to look out for the IXL that will be due after you finish your assignment here. Thank you, and we'll see you again here.